By now, we have learned a lot about SAP, its solutions, the system architecture, and also about the system landscape in theory. So it's the time to practice. It's the time to experience how an SAP login takes place in reality. The tools that enable us to log into an SAP system is the Windows-based programs called SAP Logon and the SAP Logon Pad. Both of them are Windows programs that mediate between the SAP application server and the SAP graphical user interface, or also known as the SAP GUI, and responsible for listing the available SAP systems and enabling the users to log in to the selected systems. SAP offers the dumbed-down SAP Logon Pad for business users with limited features, and the SAP Logon for tech guys like system administrators, developers, and specialists. To see the differences, let me run both of them by double-clicking on their icons. The only differences between them is that the SAP Logon allows you to change the system connections, you can add new system connections, and modify or delete existing ones. In contrast, the SAP Logon Pad doesn't allow you to change the system connections. So if you run the SAP Logon Pad, you can only use the existing system connections configured by your system administrators. To log into an SAP system, we don't need both of them. So I'm going to use the limited SAP Logon Pad, and I ask you to open up yours also, and let's work with me. Before we deep dive into the details of the SAP Logon Pad, let me show you how easy to log into an SAP system in practice. First, we double click on the desired SAP system, that is in my case the test SAP ERP system. As a result, a new window pops up, where we can simply type our username and password into the corresponding fields, and as soon as we are ready, we can press and enter to log in. And here you are, we are in the test SAP ERP system. Alright, it was a login, but how can we log out? Well, the simplest way is just pushing the well-known close button on the top right corner and confirming the pop-up warning message. That's it. So after seeing how the login to an SAP system looks like, let's take a closer look on the SAP Logon Pad. As you can see, it's just another Windows program that has the typical title bar, minimize, maximize, and the close buttons, the toolbar, and the main content itself. Right now, I'm running the 7.4 version of the SAP GUI. If you are curious about yours, you can check it by clicking on the small icon in the top left corner in the SAP Logon Pad and choosing the submenu about SAP Logon Pad. Why do you need to know which version you are running on your computer? Well, as soon as you have any problem in an SAP system, you will call your system administrator for further help, and his first question will be which version of the SAP GUI you are running on your computer. And from now on, you are aware of that where you find this piece of information. Alright, that's enough about the SAP GUI version info, so let's hit that OK button in the bottom right corner. Below the title bar, we have a toolbar that enables us to log into a selected SAP system, add, modify or delete an SAP system from the list. Remember, this is only available in the SAP Logon, so these features are disabled in the SAP Logon Pad. And if there are many SAP systems in your list, you are able to filter them in order to find the desired systems easier. There is another approach besides the filtering to find easily the systems that we are looking for. We can organize them into different folders. Now I have 3 different SAP BW, 3 different SAP CRM, and 3 different SAP ERP systems organized into 3 different folders. Actually, these are the systems that we talked about in the previous modules. Alright, it's the time to practice, so let's log into an SAP system again, but this time let's discuss the login screen in more details. I will demonstrate the exercises on an SAP ERP test system. If you have a dedicated training system, then let's use that one. But any other SAP systems will be okay, except of course the production system. So let's double click on your selected system. That will pop up the already known SAP login screen. To log in, we need to enter our username and password that we received from our system administrator previously. Additionally, we can specify the client that is usually prefilled by the system, and you only need to specify it if you want to log in to a different client. But most of the cases you will log into the default client, so you don't have to worry about it. My default client is the 800, but it can differ in your case. And besides the client, you can also enter the logon language that works the same as the client. It has a default value and you only need to specify it if you want to log in on a different language than the default one. If we typed our username and password into the corresponding fields, we have two choices. We can log in or we can change our password. To change our password, we need to hit the button in the top left corner called New Password. To log in, we need to hit the green checkmark button in the top left corner or just simply push and enter. Now I simply hit the enter key. Here we go. The login was successful, so we are in the system again. What's the purpose of this menu or the buttons? What is that input field over there? Well, this is what I want to show you next.